Welcome to today's deep dive. And, today we're really going deep, peeling back the wrapper, so to speak, on McDonald's.
The Golden Arches.
Well, yeah, everyone knows those golden arches, but this isn't about whether you prefer a Big Mac or if you're more of a McMuffin fan.
Right.
This deep dive, we're digging into the man who supersized it all, Ray Kroc.
Yeah, Kroc. What's fascinating about him, at least to me, is that his story really goes against that kind of like typical young entrepreneur thing. You know, it's not some college dropout chasing a tech dream. You know what I mean? This is a guy. He's in his early 50s.
Yeah, early 50s.
Still out there grinding it out, selling milkshake machines when he stumbles on this little burger joint.
Yeah, it's true. And can you imagine? I mean, this is a guy. I mean, by today's standards, practically a senior citizen, right? Sees a burger stand and thinks to himself, this is it. This is my ticket. There's something, I don't know, there's something kind of inspiring about that, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what often gets missed is that his genius wasn't like, about reinventing the burger.
Right.
The burger's been around. It was about recognizing a system that was, ready to be scaled, really.
Oh, okay.
Back in the 50s, I mean, fast food, it wasn't really a thing. I mean, the idea that you could get like a standardized meal, a decent meal in no time, that was revolutionary.
Totally. And that's exactly what the McDonald brothers out there in San Bernardino, that's what they had. They even had a name for it. They called it their speedy service system. And it wasn't just, some catchy slogan or whatever.
Right.
We're talking like a whole assembly line approach to burgers.
Yeah, streamlined every single step, from cooking those patties to dressing those buns, making sure each burger was made the exact same way every single time.
Wow.
And it wasn't just about efficiency. It was laying the foundation for something way bigger.
Okay, so picture this, right? It's 1961, just a handful of years after Kroc links up with the McDonald brothers, and he makes them an offer. He offers them, get this, $2.7 million to buy them out.
Which, when you adjust for inflation, that's got to be what? Like $27 million in today's money?
Yeah.
I mean, just let that sink in for a sec.
Wow.
That's not just, buying a business. That's a statement. That's Kroc saying, I see where this is going. I see the future of McDonald's in a way that maybe even you guys, McDonald brothers themselves, don't fully grasp.
Right.
It's really something.
It's a big bet. And what did he do with his newfound empire? He doubles down on consistency. Forget about being some gourmet chef, Kroc. He was all about ensuring every single McDonald's from Arkansas to Australia offered the same experience.
Yeah, because he understood that, consistency, that bred familiarity, that bred trust.
Yeah, I can see that.
Rigorous training programs, standardized menus. He even went so far as to dictate, like, the layout, the design of each restaurant. It's like, this wasn't just about selling a burger. This was about selling an experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A reliable one.
And it worked. I mean, clearly it worked. But this is, I guess, where we start to see the other side of the coin, the too much of a good thing aspect of it all, right?
Exactly, because with that kind of success comes a whole lot of scrutiny. And McDonald's quickly became this lightning rod for criticism.
Yeah.
People started raising questions about the quality of the food, the impact it was having on our culture, even the ethics, building this global fast food empire.
Right.
We'll dig into that part of the story a little bit later. It's funny, isn't it? You think about it, how McDonald's went from like one single burger joint to like this global icon.
Right.
And, a lot of that, it all comes back to Kroc's marketing.
Yeah.
He got it. He understood that it wasn't enough to just like sell a tasty burger.
Right.
You got to create an experience, right? A feeling, something that people are going to associate with your brand.
And boy, did he ever. I mean, what's more nostalgic, especially for like anyone who was a kid? What's more nostalgic than Ronald McDonald?
Oh, man.
Oh, come on.
Talk about a stroke of genius. 1963, Ronald explodes onto the scene. Instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
And suddenly any of that kind of skepticism around this whole new fast food thing, it kind of melts away. But it went beyond just Ronald, though. Kroc, he was really tapping into the power of families.
Oh yeah.
Especially kids.
The Happy Meal. I mean, genius or what? It's not just a meal. It's a toy. It's a collectible. It's an event. You're not just taking your kid out to eat.
Right.
You're giving them this whole this whole experience that they are going to want to repeat. I guarantee you.
Oh, for sure. Kroc knew if you can get the kids hooked on McDonald's, you get the parents coming back for more. He wasn't just creating a craving for the food.
Yeah.
He was creating a craving for the whole McDonald's experience.
It's just amazing to me how he took something as simple as a burger and he turned it into this whole cultural phenomenon. But of course, we gotta be real here. That kind of success.
Yeah.
It doesn't come without some criticism. There's always another side to every story.
Of course, yeah. And as McDonald's got bigger, started, expanding its reach, concerns about the food, the nutritional value of this fast food, it started to pop up. Critics were questioning, the fat content, the sugar, the sodium in a lot of those menu items.
Right.
It sparked this whole debate about the health consequences, especially for kids who, they were being basically bombarded with all this McDonald's marketing.
Right. And it wasn't just the food itself. I mean, McDonald's became kind of a symbol for this, the homogenization of culture, right?
Yeah.
With critics saying that, as it went global, it was actually contributing to the decline of all these local cuisines and traditional eating habits.
It really made people stop and think about what globalization was doing to our food choices, even our cultural identities.
Right.
When you see those same golden arches in Paris, in Tokyo, in Rio, you got to start wondering, what are we losing when these local cultures kind of get overshadowed by these big global brands?
Right. Yeah, it's complicated, right? You can't deny the impact that Kroc had on the world.
Right.
But we also have to, I think, acknowledge, the good and the bad, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kroc's story, it just goes to show you that even the most successful, companies, the most successful ventures, they all have their complexities, their challenges, and it's a good reminder, as we're out there innovating, building things, that we got to consider the bigger picture.
So we've talked about his successes, his innovations, all the criticisms, but what does it all mean for someone listening right now? You guys aren't all lining up to open fast food empires, are you?
Right. And that's the great thing about these deep dives. Even if you're not, in the food industry, there's so much we can learn from Kroc's journey. This is a guy he was a master at spotting opportunities, even in the most unexpected places. Remember, he was in his 50s. Selling milkshake machines.
When he bumped into the McDonald brothers, it's crazy.
It's like he looked at a burger stand and he just saw the future of fast food. Something that most people wouldn't have even considered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes you think, what are we blind to in our own lives?
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's that thing, it's never too late, right?
Right.
Kroc's story is this reminder that it's never too late to take a chance, to reinvent yourself, to go for it, even if it seems, I don't know, a little out there.
And let's not forget the sheer scale of what he did. I mean, this is a guy who took a single restaurant and he turned it into this global brand.
Right.
Recognized, literally every corner of the world.
Yeah.
That's understanding scalability. It's knowing how to create a system that you can replicate it, expand on it,
And think about it, those golden arches, they're practically universal at this point. You see them, you know exactly what you're going to get no matter where you are in the world. That's brand recognition on another level.
Kroc, he was a master of that. Consistency, branding, that's undeniable. But, his story, it's also kind of a cautionary tale, don't you think?
Okay.
He achieved this incredible success, but it came with a cost.
Yeah.
It really makes you question, the responsibility that comes with that level of influence.
Right. The impact of McDonald's, good and bad, it's something that we're all still dealing with today,
Yeah.
It's a good reminder, though, that every decision, every innovation, every success story, it has these ripple effects that they go way beyond the initial goal.
It's about, understanding the weight of your choices, the consequences, the ones you intend and the ones you don't. The Kroc story, it's not just about burgers and fries.
Yeah.
This is about the power of an idea.
Right.
And the responsibility that we all have to shape the world around us.
So as we kind of start to wrap up our deep dive into the McDonald's empire and the man behind it all, Ray Kroc, I think we're left with a lot to think about. It's a story of of ambition, innovation, undeniable success. But it's also a story that should make us think about, globalization, consumerism, the impact that all of our choices are having on the world.
Yeah.
What will your impact be? Food for thought.